Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, conversations and cocktails with brilliant women. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe the best stories are the ones shared over a glass of wine or a cocktail. Each week, I sit down with women who've said yes to building something meaningful, often after years of putting everyone else first. We talk business, big dreams, and the mess in between. And of course, a few favorite drinks. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots. Okay, friends, this week I'm sitting down with Arielle Loupos, the founder of Flower Girl, and we're diving into a topic most of us grew up whispering about: periods. What started as her frustration with the products most of us grew up with has turned into a mission to create something safer, sustainable, and actually cute. Arielle's story is about more than just creating period underwear. It's about trusting your gut, following your intuition, and building something that truly serves women. We get real about everything from the myths we've been sold about our bodies to the not-so-pretty side of product development to what it really takes to step into your purpose as an entrepreneur. And of course, we wrap it all up with cocktails, including her favorite dirty martini and a very cheeky drink memory from Europe that you're not going to want to miss. So grab your glass and let's dive in. Here is Arielle Loupos. It's great to meet you.
So great to meet you. Thank you for talking with me this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for reaching out.
Oh my gosh, yes. Excited to share my brand. I've been working long and hard on it. So now the goal is to raise as much awareness as possible.
That's so cool. I'm grateful to help you with that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell me, how long have you been working
Yes.
on this?
Yeah. So I launched Flower Girl the end of 2024, the end of November, after being in product development for 2 years. So I
Wow.
naively went into product development. I like to tell people because my background is e-commerce and tech and helping like direct to consumer brands with their websites and email marketing, all of that. So I naively was like, I can start a brand, like no problem. And then come to find product development is quite a complex process. Just finding a manufacturer, there's so many details that go into creating the clothing that we wear that truly like I don't take anything for granted anymore. Like t-shirts, underwear, like there's so many steps to create a physical product. So but I feel really fortunate. I live in Los Angeles, so I wanted to take advantage of living in LA. I produced the product here, so I drove around downtown. I met manufacturers. I really got to learn. So it's been about 3 years now. The product's been out in the wild for, almost a year now. And I'm really proud of what I ended up putting out. It's a very sustainable product. It's made with sustainable, non-toxic materials. So getting great feedback so far.
That's very cool. Well, and it takes longer. It costs more
Oh
than
my
you
gosh.
expect.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah. A lot of learnings, a lot of
Yeah.
expensive learnings, but all good.
I've heard from a lot of entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, that start with the product side and then are overwhelmed by all the marketing. So it's kind of cool that you're starting from the
Yeah.
marketing side.
Yeah, I kind of like went vice versa. Like the marketing isn't really what intimidated me so much. Yeah, the creating the physical product and the design details.
Okay, so tell my audience about your product, like what it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
and how you came to figure out, like, why did you think, oh my gosh, I need to do this?
Yeah, totally. So, as a woman, I was never really happy with the menstrual options available to us. Pads and tampons, like tampons for me, I never loved the idea of like shoving something inside of me to keep my flow in. I was like it
Hmm.
energetically, always felt like it needed to flow out of us. So I was a pad girl, and then I would wear pads all day, and I just my skin would get really irritated. Then I went on to find period underwear, which I loved as a solution. There's a lot of great brands, creating this type of underwear. However, for me, like the fit and the comfort was never really there. It was always like very bulky. And I just thought, I was like, I want to create my own. I feel like I want to design something that feels really comfortable, that's cute, that feels like normal underwear. So ultimately, what period underwear is it's underwear you can free bleed into. I feel like a lot of women I talk to nowadays are still even like, what is period underwear? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you've got to try this. This is like the best menstrual option available to us, in my opinion. So Yeah, it replaces pads, tampons. Now, I will say, I get a lot of feedback from women. They have heavy flows. A lot of women are, a little intimidated to try it. Try it as a backup at first. It's great. Mine are great for the days that you don't want to wear a pad or a tampon. Our durations, our cycles are typically 6, 7 days, right? So, and you're not heavy for all of the days typically. So I would say, my underwear is good for those days. Yeah, you don't want to wear a pad or a tampon. And I'm really proud of the materials that it's made of. My best sellers are made of a tensile modal, which is essentially made from trees. It's a tree fiber. And then the gusset, which is the crotch area, is made of 3 different layers that absorb your flow. So that's the magic of it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's first of all fascinating
Yeah. Yeah.
because it didn't stuff like that didn't exist. Period
Right.
underwear wasn't a thing.
It's new. Yeah.
Yeah, growing up it was I'm dating myself big time here, but tampons were new.
Yes, I
Um
know. I know. And it's fascinating to me. Tampons were invented by a man. Um, yeah,
wow.
can you believe that? And that really not much has changed in how they're manufactured and produced since they were
Wow.
developed.
Hmm.
Which was also always fascinating to me. It's like with the what one thing I think is really cool is I've learned a lot about textiles, so fabric,
Hmm.
as I've gone through this process. And there's some really amazing natural fibers out there. Like the material used for the gusset, it's very different from a pad or cloth pads that women are typically using. It's an incredibly absorbent. There's a lot of technology behind this fiber. It's antimicrobial, it's antibacterial, so it reduces the growth of bacteria. It helps reduce odor, all these really cool things that are woven into fabrics and fibers nowadays, which I, wanted to take advantage of in this underwear. So,
Hmm. Wow. Well, no, some of those things are things that we never think about, or I never thought
right.
about.
Yeah.
Like I read somewhere when I was looking up your information
Yeah.
about plastics
Oh
in
my gosh.
tampons and pads and such.
It's so sad to me. First of all, we're just so inundated with plastics and
Yes,
PFAS and
everywhere.
microplastics and everything. It's so sad. And unfortunately, with feminine hygiene products, the first study ever done on tampons to ever like actually look into like what is in there was done in
Mhm.
2024. So just last year
Oh my God.
by top Ivy League schools. Yeah, and it's insane because they tested over 30 different brands, types, and
Huh?
organic and non-organic. And in every sample tested, they found different levels of toxic chemicals and plastics, right?
Oh my
Microplastics.
God.
So, that was really shocking when that news came out. And then the second study ever done on tampons was actually just this year, and it was in the UK. And they found horrible levels of glyphosate, which is a toxic weed killer, in the samples that were tested. So it's like it blows my mind, yeah, that nobody's ever thought to like look into what is in these feminine products, which sit in the most absorbent part of our bodies. Um, and unfortunately, like how there were issues with like the food marketing for organic and whatnot, there's just not a lot of regulation around what manufacturers are required to label in their products.
Mm,
So we just don't get a lot of this information.
right. That is mind-boggling.
I know. I know.
That,
And it's sad to me because, I think there's a lot of like disease on the rise and health risks, and women are struggling, especially around like with their periods, and we've normalized PMS and having like debilitating periods, and it's not normal, and I personally believe a lot of these issues and symptoms are because of the products that we're given.
hmm. Well, yeah, I had issues with that as
Yeah.
well. And you're talking to a menopause girl right now. So
Yeah.
it's very, I mean, the symptoms are real and it's become, you're right, it's been normalized
It's been,
to just,
yeah.
that's just the thing that you do.
Yeah.
Well, it's great that we're talking about this now because
Yeah.
I feel like we can have, there's light at the end of the tunnel now.
Yes, that's my hope. That's my goal. Yeah, and I'm like, why is nobody talking about this? I'm like, I feel like
Yeah.
I need to talk about these issues and educate women because I'm so like in the weeds in the day to day. Like, oh my God, all this stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm realizing a lot of women don't know this information.
Yeah. Well, and backing up just a step a little bit, some this is kind of a first world problem, right?
Yeah.
With a lot of the areas of the world, just having any period care is life
Yeah.
changing,
Yeah.
you know, for
Yeah.
girls to be able to go to school, for women to be able to work, you have
That
to have some kind of period care.
That really resonates with me because the ultimate goal with this business, and honestly, for like my life, I've always felt like I want to do something mission driven and give back.
Mm,
So, like, when I think long term, like, what are the goals with this business? I really love the Tom's model, Tom's shoes, how it's like one
mm.
for one. So, that's like long term, like, goal for the business is like if I could donate a pair for every pair purchased. I'm putting it out into the universe because that's like the ultimate goal here. And because to your point, yeah, it affects women and girls' lives. They can't like go about their lives as normal because they don't have the proper care, which is really sad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's life changing to be able to have, something
Yes,
that works.
absolutely. And I again love period underwear. I know there are organizations that do donate pads and tampons, but I love period underwear because it's a long-term solution. If you they're
Right.
wash them as normal,
Mhm.
this is something I get asked a lot. So I'd love to share, how you care for the
Please.
product.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
so I go about my day, wear it eight, you can wear it 8 to 12 hours a day like normal. And I wear it into the shower with me and I let it rinse, run clear, and then I throw it in the laundry with everything else. Now I do recommend washing it on a gentle cycle and then hanging to dry for optimal care. And my fabrics are tested to withstand 300 washes at minimum.
Mm.
So it's a great long-term solution.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. They're great. I love them.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the point, yeah, of like, if we could give these to like women in impoverished countries where you can hand wash it, you can rinse it and then hand wash it and then hang dry.
uh-huh.
It's a long-term solution.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about, okay, where's my next supply coming from next month?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's better for the environment
Oh my
because of
gosh,
that.
yes. Oh my God, yes. The environment, our bodies, everything. So I
Uh-huh.
can't tell you the amount of garbage can reduction I've, been able to have because I use this product now. And the cost savings as well. I can't tell you the last time I've had to go buy pads or
Oh
tampons, which
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah, no, no, it's not cheap anymore.
Oh, well, and to find the right kind, the right size, the right fit,
Yep.
the right all of
Yep.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pads just always felt just bulky to me.
Yes. It's so uncomfortable. Yeah.
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 Wow. Whole new world opened
Yeah.
up. Something else I saw on your social media, a lot of women were saying how comfortable and how cute they
Yeah.
are.
Yes, yeah. I'm really proud of that. I really, I worked really hard with the sampling process and prototyping. I made at least
Hmm.
like 5 different samples, which, if you know manufacturing, like each time it's like an entirely new process because I kept finding new fabric that I liked even more. So,
Mm.
like I shared, I landed on a tensile model, and everyone's reaction when they first see it and touch it is like, oh my God, this is so soft. It's like a silky, luxurious, very soft feeling fabric. And then really proud of the materials that I sourced for the gusset, the crotch, because they're so thin. Like I wear this underwear no problem. My pre-days, like leading up, like if I'm going out and I want to wear white pants, and I'm like, if I might get my period, I put this underwear on, and I'm totally confident and I'm secure because I know it
Wow.
will be there for me to support me if I, get my
Wow.
period. So.
Yeah. I think it's common among my age group and friends that we never wore white,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
month, that
And I
time.
typically didn't either during that week. I'm like, it's like a Black Pants week. And
Yeah.
honestly, before I had this underwear because I loved free bleeding so much and I didn't have like pairs that I loved. I was very much like well, let me grab my black pair of underwear, my black bike shorts. And like on those days, I'm like, I'm just gonna free bleed into my underwear and bottoms because at this point I'm over it. I don't want to wear a
Wow.
pad or tampon. So I was very much like already kind of a hit in that sense and free bleeding.
Yeah. Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, not to get too personal, but
Yeah.
I don't, that's something that oh, gosh, growing up, I remember just being so embarrassed
Yeah.
that week.
Yeah. Yeah.
People like, oh, does anybody know? Does anybody know? And
Oh
now
my
I
God.
think it's
Yeah.
not a taboo anymore.
Yeah, that's my hope and another big goal with the brand, like starting this particular brand, because it is such a taboo. I can't tell you how many women too share certain things with me, and the first thing out of their mouth is, sorry, this is TMI, but, or sorry,
Yeah, right.
and I'm like, don't apologize. Like, I hear that so often from women, and I'm like, no, I want
Mm.
us to be comfortable sharing these things, talking about these things, because we all go through it. We all feel the same way. Why our whole lives have we been like, shh, like, let's not like talk about
Right.
this and like suffer in silence? And so yeah, my goal is to really open up like the conversation around it, to normalize it, um, and yeah, break these taboos.
Wow. Hello, friend. Let's be real. When's the last time you did something just for you? Enter Wine Camp 2026. We're talking wine tastings, fire pit chats, sunset dinner cruises, and zero cooking required. Just show up, sip something fabulous, and reconnect with the version of you who loves adventure, sisterhood, and a glass of local Riesling in hand. Sweet, dry, or both. No judgment here. We're heading to New York's gorgeous Finger Lakes, July 31st through August 2nd. And yes, it's as dreamy as it sounds. Secure your spot at pennyforyourshots.com/winecamp. Don't wait. Room options are limited. And my crystal ball says we're going to sell out. Bring your besties or fly solo like the fabulous free spirit you are. You'll leave with new favorites either way. Wine Camp 2026 is calling. The only question is, are you in? Find out more at pennyforyourshots.com/winecamp. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's not something that I ever talked about growing up other than to be embarrassed by it.
Yeah, yeah. And I've learned a lot in regards to cycle syncing. I don't know if you're familiar with that term at all.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. It's really cool. I feel like it's kind of also like a new thing that's
Uh-huh.
women are just becoming educated on our cycles.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what it is we go through four phases, right? We live in a 28-day on average cycle world. We are cyclical. It's the infradian system's rhythm. Whereas, the 24-hour day, for example, is a circadian rhythm. That's how our
Mm-hmm.
society's been built on a 24-hour day. And
Patriarch.
it's in
It's
line with
male.
men's
Mm-hmm.
hormones. Exactly, because
Mm-hmm.
men operate on a 24-hour hormone cycle. And it's so messed up because I'm so by the week. Like I now know I have an outline of my cycles based on what week I'm in. I'm very impacted. It's like one week I
Mm-hmm.
wake up and I'm feeling great and I have a ton of energy. The creative flow is going. The next week I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed today. Like
Mm-hmm.
I personally am someone who's very affected by my cycle. And I know a lot of women can relate to this. And it's normal. And that's something else that I am hoping to share and educate women on, because when you're in tune with your cycle and you know what phase of the week you're in, it's life changing. Because I now, for example, I know how I want to work out during certain weeks. I know what sort of foods I want to eat during certain weeks. I'm more hungry, sometimes versus others. I am now better at managing my calendar and my social calendar and meetings, because I'm a different person. And I think that cycle syncing is really beautiful because ultimately the goal of it is to live in harmony with your hormones versus fighting against them, versus running ourselves on this like 24-hour hamster wheel of every day I got to wake up, I got to show up, I got to be the same way. And it's like, no, women, we don't operate like that.
Exactly. That's so powerful because
Yeah.
the hustle and grind culture, the bro marketing, the bro way of doing things, it doesn't work for us.
No, it does not work for us. Yeah.
And when we're in our own power, when we're in our own, working with our bodies, with our hormones, the way that we're intended, I
Yep.
feel
Yep.
we can do more. We can have a greater impact in this world. We can be more effective and have a greater impact. So that's
100%.
so powerful. Well, and even after our cycles are done,
Yeah.
that's the cycle of hormones still continues. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
somewhat in a different
Yeah.
way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're constantly flowing through this 28-day cycle. And, everyone's a
Mm-hmm.
little different with a few days on or off different. However, there are, yeah, the general four phases. Like I'll notice within myself, I'm like, oh, I must be luteal this week. Like I'm feeling a little like hormonal. Like don't test me, like but it's been really eye-opening in the sense of like helping me understand, like what's going on. It's helped my relationships.
hmm
Yeah, I think it's something all women should be aware of.
Yeah. Well, I feel it's very tied to lunar phases as well.
Oh, I love that. The witchy woo-woo hippie loves, there's a lot of old wisdom around if you can get your cycle in sync with the moon and the full moons. Like, yeah,
hmm
there's some ideas around that are really cool and fun.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, we are very lunar creatures.
Well, yeah, we're what, 80% water?
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
you think of the tides and how the moon affects that. So, of course, it's
Yeah.
going to affect our bodies. That energy
Yes.
is everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish I would have known this stuff when I was
I
still,
know.
you know.
I know. I know. Yeah, and it's crazy because yeah, we're little girls and we get our periods and we're your
hmm
handed products and that's it. And we aren't
Yeah.
taught anything about our bodies and
There's no talking about it because it's, oh, we can't talk about that.
yeah.
It grosses people out. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like hello, most half of us go through it and it's life, like our
yeah,
periods create life. That is how we are all
exactly.
here. So it's like actually like the most beautiful thing in my opinion.
hmm Absolutely. It's powerful
It's very powerful.
that a woman's body can go through what it goes through
Yeah,
and does what it
absolutely.
does. Yeah.
Absolutely.
By
Yeah.
design.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the entrepreneurial journey then. So, how long have you been kind of percolating on the idea of doing this?
Yeah, so I was in e-commerce over the past decade, working like I shared with direct to consumer brands, and
Okay.
always had this itch like I wanted to do my own thing. And
Mm.
I thought that, becoming a contractor and consulting for different brands would kind of scratch that itch. However, it didn't. I ended up, going from like a 9 to 5 corporate job to like working all the time, which is fine. But I was like, I really want to land on solving a problem. And this was also something that was important, with I thought about the marketing aspect, which is what I knew how to do.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't just want to be another crap brand in a crowded space. I really want to find something that I feel like will stand out. And again, ultimately, like, where can I make the most impact? And my hope is that it's with this brand because, like I've shared, I really want it to become something that's more mission driven, and
Mhm.
that's really help solve a problem.
It sounds so much like your personal values, your beliefs, your strength, and this product. I mean, this what you're doing now. It's really aligned.
That's what I feel in my gut. And as a woman, I know I truly believe we're so intuitive.
Mhm.
And I have always made a lot of decisions based on my gut, and my gut is like really pulling me in this direction. So, and that's another thing after, working for over a decade, I've everyone says find your passion. Like, what's your passion? Go do
Yeah.
that, go work for. And I really struggled with that, honestly, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm passionate about. I don't know what I want to do. I would always work. I worked a lot. I took a lot of jobs. I worked with a lot of different companies. And I credit all of that to helping me learn a lot about what I didn't want to do. It was always like I
Mm.
was never feeling super fulfilled by doing any of those jobs. Um,
hmm
so that was why it felt so important to me too, to like really find something that now I finally feel, that I found something. So
Yeah. Fantastic.
great feeling.
It
Yeah.
feels very much too more. It's more than just finding your passion
Yeah.
and working towards your passion because there are a lot of things that light us up. But
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
where's the intersection of that and what my friends, my family, my people
Yeah.
want or need? What's
Yeah.
needed in this world? Where's that
Yeah.
intersection? And then how can I make that into a business? Like, how can I
Right.
follow that into, you know, making a
Yeah.
living?
Yeah. Totally. And I'm still, figuring things out. I think society puts so much pressure on us to like
Mm,
find your passion, like,
mm.
and I'm like, all right, well, I just don't think we have all that information when we're like right out of school and in our 20s and even like in our 30s, It's like I'm still
Yeah.
figuring it out. So,
Well, and it's beyond that. It's also the money because it takes so long. You have to be able
yeah,
to sustain yourself and what you're doing through all of that.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding that passion and going with your gut for sure, but
Yeah.
then having the data to back it up when you know you're on the right track and having those so when the data starts showing you that yeah, you're doing something right here.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Proof of concept.
Yes. Yes. Product market fit. Got to get that down first.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So marketing, how are you going about the marketing piece?
Yeah, so I right now am solely organic marketing. My big channel is Instagram. That's, the platform that I know the most, that I'm most comfortable with. So organic marketing right now because I bootstrapped the business. So I don't have a
Uh-huh.
marketing budget. I dabbled with Meta ads. I found this
Mm-hmm.
really cool girl who helped me get them up and running. But it is such an expensive game to play that I
Yeah.
was like, my gut was like, we're not going to go this route. Don't pay Meta thousands of dollars. So I've actually pivoted strategy as of like lately I'm like, I love consuming podcasts. That's how I
Mm.
honestly got inspired to start the journey, listening to other entrepreneurs, listening to a lot of startup business podcasts, like how to go about it. I
Mm-hmm.
credit so much of my knowledge to podcasts that I was like, you know what? I want to kind of go this route now. Let me like reach out to women with amazing platforms who will help me share my story and see if I can't get some like word of mouth. And with this product in particular, I feel like there's a lot of education behind it and really explaining to women
Yeah.
what exactly it is. So I'm like, I feel like traditional, like going back to meta ads, because I feel like that's kind of one of the only routes we have as small businesses. This isn't really a product that you see an ad and you're like, oh, I'm sold, and I just that
Mm-hmm.
would have taken thousands and thousands of dollars. So my strategy as of now is like organically, ask or talk about it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That whole conversation around meta ads and throwing money at it, it just feels like it's a losing game because it's more and more
100.
expensive. The
Yeah.
algorithms change all the time.
It's
It,
something that really bothers me because
me
again, it's
too.
something that I feel like not enough people are talking about. I come from an e-commerce background. I know
Mm-hmm.
content management systems. I know customer retention, systems
Mm-hmm.
and how to figure it out. I was in the back end of Meta. I couldn't figure it out. And if you mess something up, you've wasted a ton of money. So it really bothers
Exactly.
me as someone who like kind of understands tech and how it works, the fact that
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get in there on my own and figure it out.
Yep.
It feels like a losing game.
It does. It does. It bothers me a lot too. It's
Yeah.
just it enriches those at the very, very top.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have
Zuck.
like a successful business already. So I've got a lot of problems with Zuckerberg and
Yeah.
I'm happy to share it here because on Instagram, a lot of the time I'm like, if I say this here, he's gonna like shadow ban me. Like nobody's gonna see it because he's not gonna
Yeah.
like put it out into the ether.
Uh-huh. Yeah. My girls will hear it and
Yeah.
they'll agree with
Yeah.
you.
Love that. Great.
Yeah, I think a lot of us struggle with that same thing. And when you're on Instagram or Facebook and you're scrolling, you see the same ads over and over and over again. So they're spending a fortune on that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. Something else I've learned too in business, it's really interesting because it's like those companies that are making millions of dollars, they're also
Uh-huh.
spending millions of dollars then.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, I'm like, you guys, you have a multi-million dollar business, but you're not even like profiting that much. It's like a really weird, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not going to work for me. It's like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like I'm not going to spend millions of dollars on your platform to say that I made millions. Like I don't like.
Yeah. People don't talk about that part of it. They talk about their revenue, how much has come in, but they're not talking about the
Yes.
profit side.
Yes. Yeah. And it's so fascinating because then you're like, oh,
Uh-huh.
business is doing so well. But you're like, no, you need to look at their like numbers. They're actually
Yeah.
spending just as
Exactly.
there's not a lot of profit there.
And at my core, that just really bugs me
Yeah.
that it's not enriching these creators, these people who have produced these amazing products or they're trying to make an impact in this world.
Yeah.
it's benefiting Zuckerberg and a few of his best buddies.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Hmm.
messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our soapbox for the day.
Yeah, yeah. I love honestly that I got that off my chest. I have this conversation all the time with a lot of my other founder friends, small business
Hmm.
owners, and it's like it's because nobody's talking about it. I'm like,
Yeah. 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 And I hear trainers talk a lot about the revenue coming in and how much revenue they're bringing, but
yeah,
very few talk about that
yeah,
net side of it.
yeah, yeah. Really intriguing to me.
Yeah. The frustrating part too for us is it takes so much time, more time than we give it, or more time than we're impatient. We want to
Yes,
see that impact. We want to be able to, feed our families.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah. It's just
yeah.
very frustrating. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of podcasts. That's
That's
fun.
that's the goal now. Yeah, yeah, is to talk about it on podcasts. I dabble with my own. I'm like, do I want to put my own podcast out there? I love it. I love talking to women. I love talking
Oh,
about the product and hearing feedback. And yeah, like I shared, it's a lot of education, I think. And
mm-hmm.
when women come, when tell them what I do, and they're like, "What's period underwear?" I'm like, "Oh my God, there's so much education to do around this still, you
So
know?"
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I'm so grateful that I started the podcast when I did because it had
Yeah.
been percolating. The idea had been around for a while, and I just
Yeah.
didn't feel, we keep ourselves small, right? Because it's safe.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
do it. Like, I think you're still early, like
Mm-hmm.
I think this is about to like become the new wave of entertainment. Like, I personally, I don't watch a lot of
Mm-hmm.
TVs. I don't watch a lot of movies and like, I don't have cable, I have a couple of streamers, but I've
Mm-hmm.
since actually pivoted. I watch a ton of YouTube now because I like to watch podcasts. I like to like
Yeah.
watch as I'm listening. So
Yeah, absolutely. I hear that a lot. And
yeah.
YouTube is really the number one
Yeah.
podcast platform.
Yes, yes, so interesting. And I love that because it's like a public for anyone can, go on YouTube and
Yeah,
start a channel. So it's really beautiful.
exactly. Well, yeah, and even if you were to want to educate women on all of it,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
have to necessarily start a full blown podcast. You could
Right.
do, some shorts or even
I'm starting.
videos.
I'm starting to learn the ropes of YouTube now too, and
Uh-huh.
outlet and take a lot of like my Instagram content and posting it there. So I actually did just start a channel too. It's all,
Cool.
yeah, it's new.
Oh, that's awesome. And you said the product's been around for 6 months?
The end of November last year. So we're new
Cool.
and seeing like good steady sales, but my goal is to really prove product market fit. I want to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do people find the product or how they buy it? Are you in stores or is it just direct to consumer?
Just direct to consumer right now. So just on the website, it's flowergirl.co. And the goal is also, I would love to start looking into wholesale. That world is new to me, but
Okay.
I've had a couple friends be like, you should go on Nordstrom or Revolve, the online
Uh-huh.
boutiques, and get more brand awareness there. So that's something else I'm starting to look into.
Yeah, very scrappy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very scrappy.
Yeah, you have to be. You just
Yeah.
have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable
Oh, yeah.
to,
Yeah.
keeping your bigger purpose in mind is,
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
it's that was something that honestly I finally feel after, launching was scary at first because you have to
Mm,
put
yeah.
yourself out there.
Oh,
And it's a lot of getting over your fear, the entrepreneurial journey of not learning to like let go of what anyone might be thinking. In fact, I've learned that throughout this journey, most people aren't even really thinking about you. No one's
exactly.
thinking about us as much as we are critiquing ourselves. So it's like just
Yeah.
post consistently. Just like get it out there. Just like commit to it. And don't be so critical of your content because like I said, no one's critiquing you more than you are yourself.
Exactly. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be willing to be seen, and that's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
If
Yeah.
nobody sees this and I fail, nobody saw it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But
And then
then
it's
you can't,
over.
yeah, and you can't impact people if nobody sees you either.
Right, right. Yeah. The fear of failing, I think, holds way too many people back. But
Hmm.
No risk, no reward.
Yeah. The fear of not being perfect
Yeah.
or of what will people think, or what if I say the wrong thing, or what if I offend somebody, or what if somebody says something mean to me, or
Yeah.
all of it is just
All of
so,
it.
we make it so big and it's
Yeah.
not. I was wondering about your next phase, if you're going to go wholesale,
Yeah.
like finding backers or finding people to help support the mission.
I know, I know. Right now, yeah, I have bootstrapped it. Literally up until this point was working pretty full time. It's August now. This is my first month that I've scaled back consulting. My first week even,
Oh,
just to like
wow.
really go give Flower Girl an honest effort.
Uh-huh.
To give it more like of a full-time effort. I say that I was over the past few months, but honestly, I'm still working with other clients at a full-time capacity. So it's been a
Hmm.
lot. Um, I've also asked a lot of advice. I've got a lot of a good network that has shared, funding, sure, but if you can bootstrap it, bootstrap it. Um, and I was also just advised to like really start getting nitty gritty with the numbers, like put
Oh,
together like
yeah.
a 3-year financial plan. Like I need to get more, like, what does that look like? What does the investment look like? What would I even need to potentially raise and then take it from there? So I'm doing
Right.
a lot of the not as fun part of the running a
Yeah,
business right now, but
exactly.
necessary. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like we were saying earlier, going with your gut is so important,
yeah,
but
yeah.
then following the numbers and
I know it's such a data versus intuition, right? And it's like obviously
Mhm.
look at the data, and my background knows that that's important, but I follow Sarah Blakely,
Oh,
the founder
yeah.
of Spanx, and I love her, and she's always putting out really inspirational like quotes for women and entrepreneurs, and she put out one the other day that she's a big believer in your gut and intuition over data, and I
Hmm.
was like, heck yeah, like I love
I
that,
love it. Yeah. Yeah. The data just confirms it and it helps you get, people on
Right,
board.
right, yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I agree. I think that your gut, especially for us women, is more, our intuition is very strong.
It's very strong. And that's another thing with like cycle syncing that I'm trying to incorporate in the message of like when we as women get back in tune with our bodies and understand what's going on with our
Hmm.
bodies, we're even more powerful because that I think allows you to like just really tune in with your gut and your intuition because our society nowadays it's so noisy, it's so distracting, like we're constantly being inundated with noise. So for me,
Hmm.
like just like getting back into our what best wellness practices, taking care of ourselves during our phases, our lives, is so important
Hmm.
because again, it just makes us our most powerful selves.
Yeah, for sure. I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Yeah.
Do you meditate?
I do. I do.
I
Yes.
knew
And
it.
yes, I'm such a wellness girly and self-care
Hmm.
is like so important to me, meditation being a part of that practice. I am, and this is where I think like cycle syncing can be beautiful and all of us having our own routines and just knowing what works for us, right? I'm not so rigid in my routines. I don't meditate every single day, but I meditate a
Hmm.
lot. And I love just like sitting and getting quiet and in tune with myself because it is such a powerful time when you can really get there to like have a lot of insights and downloads, Like I have them
Exactly.
I call it like strategy sessions with myself, where if at like the end of the day, like if I just go sit outside, no phone, no technology, and just like sit and be like, oh, it's like the most powerful time.
Exactly. And we're talking about meditation in terms of self-care, but I would argue that it's for the good of all of those around us too,
100%.
our
Yeah.
business too. Yeah, because if you don't sit still long enough to
Yeah.
listen to the downloads, to listen to what is going to work or what might happen, it feels like
Yeah.
pushing a rope up a hill. Like if you keep
100.
pushing and hustling and grinding, you're just going forward, 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 and you're maybe going on the wrong path.
100%. Yeah. And I think that happens to too many of us all too often. We're just like going, going, going.
Yeah,
It's like, no, I love the idea of like stop and just getting quiet.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's in those moments when the answers come. Like
100%.
there's no question that doesn't have an answer. So
Yeah.
if you're struggling with something, if you just think about the question and then listen, just
Yeah.
sit,
Yeah. It's so
practice that.
beautiful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It really is. It's amazing.
Wow, so
Yeah.
cool. I'm
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
goosebumps.
I love it. I love it. And that's another, I love we're having this conversation because I feel like we're not told this enough. We're not told to
No.
sit down and get quiet and just like be with ourselves.
Yeah, we're told hustle harder, get
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
earlier, do more, work
Yep.
faster, have
Yep.
all these things, get an assistant, do this,
Yep.
do yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Say yes to like this and that and do all the
Mm-hmm.
things. And it's like, no, you've got to like listen to your body and
Mm-hmm.
rest. Like we need rest and we need time
Yeah.
to be alone and doing nothing.
And in saying no, there's power
Yeah.
in saying no.
Yes. Yeah. That was like a big lesson and a big shift. It's like if you want to do anything, I think, and really build anything, like the power of saying no, like is important.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing I think as women, we take it all on. We're busy
Mhm.
caring for others. Somebody asks us to do something, so we feel compelled to do it because
Yeah.
what if they don't like us then after we say no?
Right. Right. So worried about what other people, yeah, are thinking
Yeah, that's
versus
unfortunate.
like checking in with ourselves and like, do we care
Hmm.
like what they like? Do we like being around them, or like doing the
Right.
thing? Like, do we actually want to do that?
Yeah. Are they asking because it would help others,
Yeah.
or is it something that they just need done? And
Right. Right. Yeah.
okay, can I ask you something fun? Because we've been talking a while.
Yeah, please.
Okay. At the end of my conversations, I love to ask, what's your favorite beverage?
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. I love this question and I'm going to give you a dirty answer because
I
my
love it.
favorite drink is a dirty martini with
Oh, you're my
vodka.
girl.
Like favorite, had to pick one drink, one thing I'm drinking for the rest of my life, it's a dirty martini.
I love it. Okay. And did you say with gin or vodka?
Vodka. Yeah.
Okay.
Vodka and olives.
Yes. Blue cheese stuffed.
Yes, yes, please. The best. If they have it, oh my God, yes.
Uh-huh, for sure. Oh my God, you're my girl. Okay, so what's a fun memory shared with girlfriends over a fabulous drink?
Okay. My best memory, I will say, shifting gears a little bit, it's still a martini, but my best memory with girlfriends would be enjoying a porn star martini. Have you heard of that type?
I have not.
Okay, it's I learned about it when I went to Europe like 2 or 3 summers ago, and they love porn star martinis. It is a passion fruit martini. So it's just
Oh.
got some passion fruit juice. And that would have to be my favorite drink
Mm.
memory because I was traveling with two of my best friends and we
Oh.
just had porn star martinis all summer. And then came back to the States and I would start asking for them and people would look at me like, you want a porn star martini? What? And I'm like, and I would tell them what it is. And they didn't make it the same, but
Yeah.
it's really good.
Wow. Okay, so where in Europe were you?
I was in Amsterdam and then
Okay.
Italy. Yeah.
Oh,
So they're very
nice.
popular over there.
Okay. My girlfriends and I were in Italy last summer as well, and Milan, the northern part of,
Fun. Best
yeah.
shopping there.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Such good
Oh,
shop. I love Italy. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do any Euro summer vacations this year because I'm just really focused on the business. But
hmm.
I would encourage if anyone can get over to Europe, have a summer there. It's like the best.
Wow. How long were you there?
I was there for like 2.5 weeks. I made a full trip out of it,
Nice.
like a
Yeah.
proper got to like hop around to different parts of Italy too. It was great.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're going that far, it just makes sense to be,
It
if you
makes sense.
can.
Yeah, if you
Hmm.
can. Yeah. And fortunately, yeah, I was remote at the time, didn't have the business wasn't launched, so was able to work while I was there. And then Amsterdam was a really cool city too.
Really?
Fun. Yes. And it's cool because, when you go to a lot of places in Europe, like they don't speak the language, but in Amsterdam they do. So
Oh,
it's very
sure.
easy to like get around.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. When you were in Italy, did you go to any wine country at all? Did you go to Tuscany?
No, no, I didn't, but
Oh,
that's super
next
high on
time.
the bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I get back over there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Not last summer, but several years ago, my husband
Yeah.
and I went to Italy on an incentive trip when I was back in the day
Nice.
working for a wine company, and
Oh my God.
it was so amazing.
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. It's so beautiful there.
Montepulciano. Yeah. San Gimignano, just in those hill country towns and
Oh,
all, yeah, among all the ruins and the towers and
so cool. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Love that.
Everything tastes better.
I mean, the food is better. It's like a known thing, in Europe, it's so interesting to me, how it's just not near as processed, like people who are
Oh, yeah.
gluten-free here and don't eat
Hmm.
bread. This is actually like a really big thing with a lot of like influencers nowadays. They talk
Uh-huh.
about how, like when they're over in Italy, they can eat the bread and the pasta and they don't get
Mm.
bloated. And then when you come back here,
Mm.
it's kind of in the same way that it's really messed up around like our regulations and like how food
Yeah.
is made here in the US. It's not good.
Well, there's a lot of lobbyists that are paid a lot of money to make sure that things stay the same.
Yep. And that we stay sick.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. It's not about wellness. It's more about getting better after
Yeah.
after having something wrong.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We're fortunate. I live in Iowa part of the year, and we have a very
Oh,
robust garden.
amazing. Oh, I love that. I did a bucket list journal the other day, and one of
Uh-huh.
my items that I list, it's like 100 things you want to do in your lifetime. And
Mhm.
I want a garden at this point, at some point in my life where I live that I can
Uh-huh.
grow my own food. That's
Yeah, for sure.
like
Do you have room for one where you are? Or?
no, I don't right now. I'm in Los
Yeah.
Angeles. I'm on the west side and I have a very small little balcony. I have some
Oh,
plants out there, but
uh-huh.
fortunately not enough space to properly grow
Mm.
my own food.
Yeah. Yeah, like a planter with a cherry tomato plant
Something
or
that would be, yeah, cute for
even
sure.
your own herbs, that
Yeah,
really
yeah. I do
makes
buy
a
those
difference.
plants sometimes. Yeah, it
Mhm.
does. It does. Fortunately, living in LA, like I'm a big farmers market shopper.
Oh yeah.
We have really great little organic stores here that I feel like the food is better, I hope.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I
So
think you can tell the difference in the taste, in
you
some of this.
can. When I get my farmers market veggies and fruits, like, and I trust the farmers that are there, it's
Hmm.
great. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there is nothing like a tomato right out of the garden or a potato or, any of it. It's
I
just,
know.
we don't eat tomatoes the rest of the year because they're not the same. They're,
Yeah.
in order to be able to ship across the country, they're different. The variety is different. They're,
Yeah. And I heard in the process it loses a lot of nutrients, a lot of its
Mhm.
value. So
Yeah,
yeah.
they're picked greener because they can't survive the journey. And like the tomatoes we get out of our garden, they're
Yeah.
so fragile that as you're walking them in the house, you've got juice running down your arm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I wish you were here. We could have a salad this
I
for
know. Yes. Yeah. Totally.
Okay. Well, gosh, this has been so fun, Arielle.
Annie, thank you so much. I had a great time too.
Me too. Yeah. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you would love to share with my
Honestly, I
audience?
feel like we covered so much and a lot. Like I shared, my website is flowergirl.co. And then the Instagram is also at flowergirl.co with a little underscore at the end. If you ever have any questions, if you want to contact me, if you DM the Instagram, you're going to be talking to me. So, let me know if I didn't cover anything. Otherwise, I feel like thank you for sharing your platform with me and allowing me a space to talk to your audience about this product.
Absolutely. Thank you for being so open and
Thank
sharing of your
you.
your story and your journey and your product.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Wonderful to talk with you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. That's a wrap on this episode of Penny for Your Shots. If you loved today's conversation, don't let the inspiration stop here. Get my weekly insider updates straight to your inbox. It's where I spill behind the scenes goodies, exclusive tips, and all the fun stuff I don't always share on the podcast. Sign up now at pennyforyourshots.com/insider. I'll see you in your inbox next Thirsty Thursday. Cheers!